All right. Back in the saddle, Div C. Oh, boy, we had fireworks last week, huh? You missed it, man. A lot of, you are a beep, bleep, beep, 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 beep from our caller to Don.
You called him a bitch.
I know. Called him a Mitch.
Why do you have to censor it for?
Called him a Mitch.
Nope.
Nope.
It was a straight up biatch.
Twice on air.
To be fair, I didn't hear him say biatch.
You said biatch.
But honestly, I'm sad that I wasn't there. I keep trying to get these interviews that are provocative, and I don't understand the one time I'm not here, we get someone who says something.
Yeah, but you know what? We were trying to unite the two, and then this blew up in our faces.
Mo, you completely
perfect.
forgot to play Dom as the victim. That was your intention, and you didn't do it whatsoever.
Because
You
Brett
were
went off. He
supposed
called him
to
a
make
bitch.
him
Pete,
the
do you
victim.
think people are intimidated by you and they think they have to play nice when you're around?
I hope
Perhaps.
not.
I doubt that very much.
I don't consider myself being intimidated.
All right, Peeze in the
I
saddle.
don't consider you nice.
Back from his honeymoon, still in one piece.
Hi guys.
What part of the Dominican?
I was in Puerto Plata on Playa Dorada, which I'm glad you guys didn't say on there last week because I don't want people to come find me.
Well, now you're here, so they
As
won't.
is Stefano Berardi.
That is me.
Highly recommended. Also, the beach vendors, really nice people.
And Eagle back in the saddle, in the nest.
Better if you speak Spanish though.
Did you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
I actually had Natalia, so you're all good.
I do speak a little Spanish though.
I and
Dos
Papi
cervezas.
is not Spanish to their words.
You know what, though?
There's Spanish words though.
¿Dónde eres? ¿Dónde estás?
You
That's
know
what-
what?
¿Dónde estás la
Where are you?
biblioteca?
¿Dónde estás usted? No, what the hell did I say?
I
forgot.
discoteca.
I had
Oh,
I had Spanish in second one, got like a 62. So yeah,
I could tell.
and I completely forgot everything I
On a
learned.
serious note, here,
Jorge
a
Garcia
little
was my
history of
teacher.
Dominican Republic,
Jorge.
actually.
Jesus.
So I
Jorge.
I
My
learned
teacher's name was
this.
Jorge.
All right, listen,
Jorge
listen,
what?
Spanish,
Garcia.
man. Listen,
It's not Jesus?
No, it's
I had
Jorge.
a Jesus Garcia.
Well, I
That's
had a
why.
Jorge Garcia.
Maybe they
Jorge.
were brothers.
Mo, nobody cares about your Dominican
Guess what?
facts, okay? I
Wait,
mean my
also-
donut.
wait. One thing. Mo thought like people in Dominican Republic don't like baseball.
I mean, that's the
No, they
main
like
sport,
baseball.
guy.
That's the main
Like
sport.
they love baseball, dude.
know, I know.
It's not like an old.
I know they love
so the
baseball.
only people who think it's an old white person sport is people who live here because
hold
in
on,
South
Peace.
America they love baseball.
Hey,
Hold
Pease,
on,
I have a
Central
real
America,
question
they
for
love
you. Were you at the restaurant that David Ortiz was shot?
That's
No,
the
I
bad
feel like
part
that's
of
a
town.
but every
historic-
restaurant
I feel like
I
that's
was
a
at,
historic-
I was Big Poppy.
All right,
Yeah,
fair.
that's the bad
fair.
part of town where Ortiz was. All right, so anyway, I learned this from my friend, actually.
Mo has friends.
So I had no idea, but obviously Dominican Republic and Haiti are next door to each other. There's a deep hatred with
Yeah.
Haitians and Dominicans. That's crazy.
Well, it's very divisive, and it's
Yeah.
It goes back to colonization.
Yeah.
And they hate each other for reasons that aren't their own.
Yeah.
When did this become a history lesson?
Well,
Anyway, this one's bringing up.
God damn it, Mo.
history degree right here.
Exactly.
Yeah, it prepared me for a lifetime of podcasting. Another thing I learned is Terry Tam knows nothing but cigars. It's very disappointing.
Okay, perfect.
He
All
just
right,
buys them.
Auroras are excellent Dominican cigars.
Let's talk about Div C and the playoffs coming up here. We have 4 games to look at. The teams with buys are the Mercenaries, Keyport Lock, Simon Says, and Easy Jake Oven. So we'll go with the first game, GloGang against KGP. And if GloGang played like they did, yes, Eagle.
It's NFL style with wild cards and then reseeding.
So reseed as you move along.
So
the
this week
playoffs.
we won't see Mercenaries, Keyport Lock, Simon Says,
Easy
or
Jake
Easy
Oven.
Jake Oven. Oh, you said that already.
Yes,
Sorry.
no worries.
All right, awesome. Paying
so
attention.
These games will take
Pease
place.
is sober.
These games will take place July 22nd at Stade Papineau, Montreal, whatever it's called. So GloGang, we saw them play on Monday, Steph and I, and they were
We did.
toying with GM and that Huffman roster, and it was not fun. I look at KGP, and like they can put up points, but I don't know what roster's going to show up for them on Monday.
The GloGang in the playoffs, usually they take the game seriously. The roster's all there. Arnaud Desjardins is excellent. This is not going to be the GloGang you saw the first half of the season.
Oh, no.
Stefano and I called it.
Yep.
They're like a, you know how like Jagerbomb tends to suck early in the season,
Yep.
but it's not on purpose. GloGang, it's weirdly on purpose.
They want
Yeah.
to start 0-4.
Yeah, I see they play possum with everybody. You know?
Yeah. Well, no, but like it's not even like
It's
they're not
called
doing
hustling.
they're not doing it to like no, but they don't even do it to hustle. They do it just because whatever. We'll be lazy. We'll screw around.
Oh,
Like,
that's okay. It's a long season.
yeah, it's a long season.
Well,
And they
you
don't
know that
panic,
game,
and
yeah.
then they start getting wins, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
So it's that's the team I expect to see. And KGP, look, it's a team led by an experienced quarterback in Phil Cutler. They're a team that's going to put up a challenge to anyone they face.
Steph, what do you think right now about this? Like again, KGP. Their
KGP's
roster-
team, I feel it's going to be, you're going to have Phil Cutler. You're going to have Julien Payman. You're going to have Hopmeyer,
Yep.
Derek Eason,
James Acker.
James Acker, and someone else.
And
Gabe
Brandon
D'Amico.
Parm.
Gabe D'Amico. I
Brandon
think.
Parm as well.
Is Gabe D'Amico's there too? No.
D'Amico should be eligible, which he is with 9.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. There's 7 guys. If all 7 guys show up, they're fine. But they're probably going to play with 6, which is usually what they do.
But do they have the speed to keep up? Because could
they don't.
D'Amico
GloGang-
keep up
GloGang.
with Arnaud Desjardins?
GloGang is ridiculously quick. Honestly, they have the best rusher though, Julien Paiement. He could get to Arnold easily.
Yeah, he'll make
he
things
could.
difficult.
He could make a difference. Now,
I don't think it matters for Arnold. Just the way Arnold Desjardins plays.
I know, but he'll probably adjust to it. He'll probably be like, "Holy shit, this guy's actually."
But also,
good.
a lot of his movement in the pocket are designed rollouts. So
That's true.
Paiement will take a big angle, but Arnold Desjardins still gets rid of the ball pretty quick, and he's a lot taller than Julien Paiement.
a lot taller. I feel like it's almost double.
Look, Julien Paiment's going to bother anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
But Arnold Desjardins is not the kind of quarterback that will truly be bothered by.
No.
No, he stays calm. He's cool, calm, and collected in the pocket.
And he
after,
can
if
buy
he has to
himself
roll
time.
out, he's got to
Triple
roll
Cs.
out.
And he buys himself time in
He
the
does.
pocket, Arnaud
He
Desjardins.
does.
But it's designed that the plays are designed to go that way.
Yeah.
So it's still like rather than stand in the pocket 1, 2, 3, he gets the ball, rolls 1, 2, 3, and he just does it so that he has access to his flood side
And
basically.
Sifat Kassed, who has been out with a wrist injury,
Yeah.
did rush with one arm on Monday, had a sack, so he could be healthy for them on.
Did he like club the flag off?
No, he was actually required to take off his wrist.
Can't play
guard.
with a cast.
Yeah, his cast that he had on his wrist. So
Did he just tie his arm to his
so if this
No,
game
it was
goes
just there,
into the 40s, who has the advantage?
GloGang.
Okay. Depend. Is it a close game?
Let's say score for score. Let's say
Score for score, then
it's
give me Cutler.
36-35.
If it's score for score, give me Cutler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cutler is excellent on converts.
Oh yeah. If it comes to conversions, yeah, Cutler has
That's what
the
I'm
edge.
saying. Like if it's
Okay, yeah.
so if it's
I just thought you meant
a
like
6-point
score for
game,
score.
then I think GloGang will win it. But if it comes down to converts,
Converts, yeah, Cutler has-
KGP will win.
It's also the veteran, and he's been around long, and he knows how
Right.
it takes. And
All right,
He's
so
old.
We
Yeah, he's
have
old.
He's still younger than
another-
me, but it feels like he's old.
we have another playoff reliable Jagerbomb, who have been to multiple finals in years past, against the Lightning Rod Commission roster. And again, Commission is a team that we had on Brent Bakken last week, and he was very transparent in his thoughts about.
That's awesome. Honestly, more people should do interviews like
Yeah,
that.
we
Guys,
have-
you don't have sponsorships to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody cares about the things you say. Just say the
Yeah.
most out there things. I loved Brent. He was awesome. He was the the most fun part of that show.
Do you?
He was a better version of Don Benevento.
For sure. Do you entrust? G-
So you gotta say outlandish things, Steph.
That's true.
I'm teaching you on a podcast right
do
here.
you
Well, I podcast just fine. There's more views ever since I joined.
perhaps do you trust GF Marquis to go throw for throw with Simon Duchesne?
No.
No, I don't.
Do you trust him at all?
Yes.
If he doesn't screw up early.
So which Marquis do we see this weekend?
JF Marquis. Next question.
Do you see the good one or the bad
Because
one?
there's some other ones.
There are some other ones.
I think they're both JF Marquis though.
There's JF. There's Vincent twice also.
This on Marquis, but do you see the good one or the bad one? Because he's been so streak. I mean, he looked great in the second to last game.
I think we'll see the good one, but I don't think we'll see a perfect one. I think he'll make mistakes against Jagerbomb. Jagerbomb is a very good team, man.
They are very good defensively.
And like I've loved them since they're in Division 5, asking if they need to wear mouth guards in their first ever game.
They're a good group of guys.
Good group of guys, great athletes, and they've gotten so good, man. I love watching Simon Duchesne play.
But it's very unorthodox.
He needs to
throw.
step up and play quarterback this winter, though. But happy to see him out here. Happy to see them competing, and it's gonna be a tough game for Commission because I think JF Marquis needs to play a perfect game, and I don't know that he can against Jagerbomb.
But who poses as a threat in your mind from the receiving core of? You have Kevin Donnett, who had 52 catches for Commission, right? But is there anyone else that you can say, hey, he's got to watch out for? Is it Nick Gendron-Valet? Is it going to be Christian Sarantola?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nick Jean-Jean.
Well, Nick Gendron-Valet at one point was the best receiver in Quebec, so
Right.
I mean,
It has to be him.
it's
Christian
a little
Sarantola.
like it's funny because it's like unless like you're of me and Mo's age and have some knowledge of Quebec tackle football, you wouldn't know that because it's from CJEP. But he was a stud, and I've played with both him and Marc-Andre Lapointe. They're both guys who make a huge difference on both sides of the ball. Hassani Worrell, is he? No, he's not playoff eligible. Kevin Donnett, to your point, he's underrated. See, like when Brent was talking about what happened with Don Benevento, I don't think it's the worst thing that happened to the Commission because Don Benevento is a decent cap hit in Division C, so that allowed him to get some other talent. And I think that the roster is more diverse than they would have been with the likes of Eddie Lee and Don Benevento.
So please ask you because Steph asked the question last week. Would you take this current commission team over the those who defected from commission to Pineapple Express? So the ex-commission guys were
So
on
basically,
Pineapple
would
Express.
you take Eddie Lee, Dom, Joel, and McLaren?
Yeah, over
Jubainville, Donnet.
Sarantola, Valet.
So I think it's closer than you guys let on in the show, because again, so like the top end talent, I don't think is that different. So if you look at Eddie Lee and Don
Defensively,
Benevento,
though, takes a hit.
well, Marc Andre Lapointe's an excellent defender.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Nick John Dovelli is obviously an elite receiver. Eddie Lee's kind of like a great two-way player. More so with two-way player, but like heavier weighted on defense. Let's say it's close. I think I still prefer the roster with guys like Eddie Lee, Don Benevento, but it's not by a lot. Like Alex Jubainville is very good. He's a good role player who does everything well. He's never in a bad spot. He's never a bad matchup for your team. He's never a liability. The top end talent is there, and Kevin Donnett's a guy that rating means nothing with Kevin Donnet. He's an excellent athlete.
All right. The commission, their desire was to play this next team, Pineapple Express. The only way these two teams could play each other would be in the third round of the playoffs, and Pineapple Express will open up their playoffs against P.O.P. that backdoor their way through with a loss to get through by all hooks. Yes, Eagle.
False Kings alert. Pineapple Express, easiest schedule, Division
False
3.
Kings. False Kings.
So are we buying into the hype that because them having the easiest schedule that they are paper
So here's the thing.
contenders?
Pastor Prime never looked like they'll beat anybody.
Pastor Prime, third hardest schedule, Division C.
Because they look like they're fresh out of an old age home.
Like Craig O'Brien's like the Eli Manning.
Like I'm one of the older guys in this league, and they're all old enough to be my dad.
So if they were a pineapple, they would smell fermented?
Yeah, they're like what Eagle? Find me what's a delicious fermented pineapple drink. Because I don't know if that
So
exists.
does O'Brien have Craig
Like
O'Brien
pineapple wine kind of thing.
Does Craig O'Brien have an edge over?
Pineapple tepache.
Yeah, they're like pineapple tepache.
Fair enough. Then. So does Craig O'Brien have an edge over Chris
Yes.
Olsen?
Greg O'Brien doesn't get credit for it, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in FPF. Period. Any division. Like he has limitations, but in this division, his limitations don't matter. In my opinion, he's too strong to be playing Division C.
Steph, your thoughts?
I feel like the reason he could play in higher division.
He fit
for sure.
because of Simo Math
Simo Math, yeah.
and
But,
Eagle Math.
Honestly, when it comes to this game, I shouldn't, but I usually think that the speed of the younger team would get to the veteran status of P.O.P. But that doesn't always happen. P.O.P. has proved me wrong before. That age is just a number. They play a way that these young guys that are speedsters or whatever have no impact whatsoever. They just know how to match up against people. They know how to set up.
Always has some bad throws. I remember he
does.
He had some bad throws early.
He has to like.
That's fine. Those don't matter in the playoffs because he
That
won't make them
kinda
now. He'll make them early in the season because
Yeah, he has to
getting
get
his
rid of
rhythm.
the scraps before he
Yeah.
gets serious, you know?
Well,
like you
and
said,
he
Mo,
gets
they
rusty.
slid
like,
in. They slid in like last
Yeah.
minute out on Hull Hooks loss. So
the-
they have to prove to teams that they belong in the playoffs.
Didn't
and I
we
feel
see
like
them
that's
at a
gonna be their
roadshow 5
competitive edge.
seconds ago? Like when they had a roadshow in winter?
I don't remember.
Yeah, they lost
think they
to Jordan Maxwell's team.
Oh, I was sick that day.
Yeah, you were sick that day. I had 7 broadcasts. That was delirious.
Yeah, I was sick that
But
day.
no, the thing is, with Pastor Prime, it's an illusion. Like you never
Yeah.
think they'll have a chance, and they always do. It's just a very good roster. Also, sneaky young Tanner Burrell.
Okay, so does anyone match up from P.O.P. with Joel Malkin?
I don't think it'll matter because I don't think they'll be playing a lot of man. So
No,
no,
they'll have to go with zone because they can't match up with Joe Malkin. The only guy I could see actually probably sticking with him would be Corey Cook. And
But
even
you don't want to play man
don't,
against
because they could get-
Chris Olsen. You want to force him to drive the field against you, and he doesn't like to do it.
yeah, he thrives on man coverage. Honestly,
Yeah.
zone coverage
Because he
kind of
knows
for some reason just messes with his head.
Chris Olsen's very good. See, like he's criticized me for being hard on quarterbacks, and I'm about to compliment him. Chris Olsen is very good at ball placement, especially on deep throws, and he has great athletes on his team, and he knows that. And what he wants to do is, yes, he'll drive, but he's only doing that to set up the deep ball, and he's going to look to use the deep ball And Pastor Prime are so patient; they're never going to get away from their defensive game plan, and they're gonna have to they're gonna try and force him to throwing it deep into coverage.
Will Brent Bocken's prophecy come to fruition, and that there'll be a one and done Pineapple Express? Like, I mean,
They might. It's
because Chris Olsen can't come up with a big play.
No, I don't think it's a one guy thing. I honestly think always going to put up a lot of points, and it'll come down to can Chris Olsen score 40 points.
All right, game changers, dream breakers. Game changers getting back Anton Sakic at quarterback, and he's looked very well. My only concern about this game changer roster again is their roster. I mean, do they have enough guys who are eligible because they had so many guys rotating through? They got Sakic, they got Doxy, they got Marcoux, Mizell. They had a tough loss on the weekend. They played Easy Jake Oven, which was a tough game.
But Anton wasn't there, right?
Anton was there.
Oh, he was there.
And
Okay.
He missed the last 2 games prior to that.
Okay, my mistake.
But
I was off last week, guys. Sorry.
that's no problem. That's a fair excuse.
Gonna milk it till
Until
the
the end of
cows
the
come
season.
home. Is that a thing?
Until the cows
But
come
if I'm
home, yeah.
milking, then the cows would already be there.
But I think
Very
this
good.
is the right matchup
Time travel cows.
for game changers to get dream breakers. I think it's a good tune-up game for them, and they can really get back into rhythm because, again,
This shouldn't be the game that gives him trouble. Right?
no, it shouldn't. But Anton Sakis, he was getting back into being where he was before, and I think this is a game that will get him into the next level and become what he once was.
Are we fighting every way to pronounce his name?
Yeah, we are.
Anton Sakis is as good as it gets. Honestly, great athlete, one of the prettiest balls in the league.
The sack kick is really good, though.
Yeah, and it's if the roster's there, it's a good roster. You know what I mean? Like if everyone's there, it's a good team. So I would imagine they are, and I'd imagine he'll be there because he was there last week. It's gonna be tough. Steph, what do you think Dream Breakers can do
To stop Sakic
to stop Sakiz?
or Sakic?
I'm trying to think of another way to pronounce his name, but it seems like you guys
Go
stole it.
first name Anton Sakiz.
Anton.
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 Sakic.
Anton. There you go. Anton, my pronunciation.
Anton.
Antoine.
Like you said, this is a great tournament.
Anton.
No.
Nice.
What
Oh,
a guy.
good one. That's a very
Good for
Anton.
you. Good for you. But this game here, they need to realize that the Dream Breakers have a pretty decent defense, and Anton Sakic has to find a way to spread the ball, which is what I say a lot. I know I do.
Who's
but
going to stop Jordan Panetta?
yeah, Jordan Panetta is a paisan of mine. Jordan
Maybe.
Panetta. He was.
He was,
already.
but he
He
changed
was already
status.
paisan of the week. Jordan Panetta is hard to stop. He's a top guy, probably on the field in this game. He's probably the top guy. He has to be the top guy. No, I'm pretty sure he'd be the top guy in this game. If they can't stop him, then obviously, obviously it's not going to work out well. But if they do find a way to stop him, and Anton has his other guys, like the Jananji.
Ludwig,
and the other guy that plays with his Malud brother, Louis Philippe.
Philip Paquette.
These guys, people don't really know of them, but they are very good
Well,
receivers.
that's what I was going to say is, Jordan Banana is the top guy, but Louis Philippe Paquette is not worse.
No, I'm not saying he's worse. I'm just saying Jordan
It's a
Panetta-
1-2 punch right there.
In my opinion, Jordan Panetta is like his first read, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's also a snapper, if I'm not mistaken. And then after he's got Ludwig, who's solid hands, rarely drops the ball.
and catch the ball in
Can
traffic.
catch the balls in
There
traffic.
could be a guy right on him.
There could legit be a guy like on his back,
And
and he'll still catch it, and he'll shake the guy off, and then like turn it up for a touchdown. And Louis Philippe, honestly, he's also a guy that just every kind of route, he finds ways to get open, and he makes a great play. I've seen him make quite a few diving catches and leaving his feet in bounds or stretching out. All these catches that are ridiculous athleticism it takes to make, and he could do it. So he's got a good group of guys that could get the job done if they do end up shutting down Jordan Panetta. But honestly, it's going to be a tough match. They shouldn't struggle in this game.
8-4 lead for the yes vote against Stefan Berardi snubbing Pease's mom.
Yeah, I don't know why you have to do it, man. I don't know why you have to do it.
Okay, look, we have 4 teams on the bye. Mercenaries, Keyport Lock. Simon says, easy Jake Oven. Who is the team that's most likely to lose next week without knowing who the matchup could be?
I'd say Keyport Lock.
I wasn't listening to your question.
Who's most likely to lose out of those 4 guys next week?
Oh, next week.
Without knowing
Not
who they're
knowing
going to play.
Who they're playing against?
Can I say no one?
No.
Maybe,
Really?
Maybe Easy Jake Oven.
Really?
I don't
Jake,
know.
huh?
Easy Jake Oven, they win a lot of games just based on matchups. So if they don't have a clear matchup where Kevin Smuda can dominate, it makes it more difficult for them. Simon Says and Mercenaries are the best teams in division by a long shot. And then Keyport Lock. Keyport Lock's been improving every year. Jeff Rosenblatt's been getting better every year. So, yeah, give me Easy Jake. They'll have some games that are hard, Jake.
What about
Oven.
you, Mo?
Okay. I think Simon Says might be the most.
No, you're out of your mind. Why?
He doesn't like Simo.
Exactly.
Simo is basically a Division B quarterback who was fudged into playing Division C.
By his
who
own,
shouldn't be there.
By his own.
Honestly, he shouldn't be there. He's
rules.
too good. He's too good to be in this division.
Okay, with these 4 teams
And
right
the
now.
thing is, you know how much I love to make fun of Simo. So if I'm saying it, it's definitely true.
So with these 4 teams.
Coward.
These 4 teams on bye right now.
Human garbage.
1 or 2 teams from these 4 will be in the finals. Without saying, I don't care who's going to play.
I'd say 2.
Do you think
2.
2?
I'd say
Do you
2.
think, or do you think 1 will go?
2.
So we're gonna have the finals from one of these bye teams.
Yeah, I can see Simon Says Keyboard Lock. I can see Simon Says Mercenaries.
Okay.
I can even see Easy Jake Oven, by the way. I mean, you just asked. I don't think any of these teams will lose.
But if you had to choose one, it would be.
But you have to choose one. Like I can see Game Changers giving Easy Jake Oven a tough time. I can see Jagerbomb giving them a tough time. Maybe not Jagerbomb. Yeah, Jagerbomb.
GloGang could probably get him.
GloGang too. They have the height and defenders. They can give Smooth a tough time.
All right. Fair enough. Then it is now time for
Games of the week. And as a reminder, there is a bet for these games.
Yes, I know.
So bet games is what we're calling it.
Bet games.
That game.
But what is the what are we betting?
Lose the guy who has the worst record buys something for the guy who has the best record
Well,
of
but
his
can-
choice.
Who chooses what we buy? Because like
The winner.
I'd like a Rolex.
Well, no, it has to be reasonable. Like $50 or less.
Okay, fine. So like a tag. What?
Like I'd say. GloGang, KGP.
I'll go GloGang.
I'm going to GloGang in this one.
I will take GloGang.
Jagerbomb, The Commission.
It's hard to go against Jagerbomb in playoffs, so I won't Jagerbomb.
Yeah, I see Jagerbomb one.
Yeah, Jagerbomb.
Pineapple Express, Past Our Prime, or Pop.
I'd say Pineapple Express.
I'm going pineapple.
Give me the oldies. Pop.
And last game, Game Changers, Dream Breakers.
Changers.
Changers.
Yeah, Game Changers for sure.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Boom.
All right. Don't forget to go vote in the poll. Right now, Stefano's down 8-4.
How dare you disrespect his mother?
Think about that. Next week, we're doing Paisan of the Year. We're going to list the nominees today or tomorrow, Steph.
What's that?
We do the nominees today or tomorrow.
That is entirely up to you, Mo.
All right.
Because you broadcasted to everybody that there would be a choice.
There will be choices.
And you haven't made the choices, so good for you.
We're going to have a top 20 with only 18 on that list. Let's go for it. Paisan of the Year next week.
19th will be Sean Abram.
No. Match yours, please.
Aaron Boone. Potty mouth.
Good night, Yankees.
Oh.